Welcome to School Report, a glimpse into the classrooms of St. Lucie County Public Schools. School Report provides the opportunity to share with the community academic and extracurricular activities of students in our schools. And now, here is School Report.
Instagram makes her feel
fat. Normally the toilet swells up mother's dinner. Giving it up makes me feel like I'm in control of something I'm not.
To be honest, baby girl, on a scale of 1 to 10, you're a solid 4,125,935. And that's why every time that you step on that scale, it breaks my heart, because no matter what combination of numbers appear, you'll never be able to form the word perfect.
She packed on a few pounds, and now when she stares into that blurred mirror, she sees the story of 3 extra pizzas at lunch today. That her pant size go up to a 2-digit number, and now she's ashamed. That her extra skin hanging over might consider her bigger. That her pear-shaped figure isn't filled with much pears at all.
Listen to me, please. This new trend is driving me crazy. Understand that you're infinitely pretty, and the amount of likes on your photos does not determine your value.
Instagram makes her feel
pretty. I need the right light to have no flaws, caked on foundation to achieve the look of being baked in the sun. Daydreams are filled with looking like them. I'm in no control of being as best as them. Going on Instagram instantly degrades my own self-image, of my own self-worth. I'm supposed to love me, but how do I love me when I don't even like me?
Masquerade, somebody pass me them shades, because the person standing next to me is not the same person I made. Did my invitation get lost in the mail, or did you change because you was too scared of what the crowd might say? Isn't that true, my dear? Because this mask now have me scared. Wipe them tears, my dear. I've made you stronger than that. But you don't hear me because these likes have your soul covered in black.
I remember you started counting likes, and then calories and followers, but I still don't quite follow why you did this, because none of those people count, and neither you nor I like what this new habit has been doing to you.
Believing you are not loved is the worst irony you can pull on yourself. In this life, I only owe myself one thing, and that is love, and I don't quite understand how to do that yet. I may be broken, but oh my God, at least I'm still smiling, right? Because that's what I'm supposed to be doing.
Instagram makes her feel
sad. I've been where you've been. Let me tell you, it may not be exactly what you're going through, but I felt this way too. Do not compare yourself to Beyonce, Taylor Swift, or Ariana Grande. I've watched you grow from grace, and you're anything but fake.
I hear bangs on the wall, and I see her crawl. Somebody help her. She is seeing her own death. She's like that last sip in your McDonald's cup that you're trying to get, sipping that straw over and over again. She looks at herself worthless, and then once again, I stand over her. Pretty girl, show them that grin.
It's hard to smile when you are too weak to even lift up your arm to feed yourself. To breathe is a beautiful thing, but lately it has been so hard. I haven't been able to handle myself in so long, and I am so sorry. I keep pushing this on all of you.
Instagram defines
me.
I'm gonna riot till fighter pilots try to silence my bias, get sight to the blind, form an alliance, and have power to the mindless. Cause I'm a rebel with a cause, I got a mouth like Jaws, while you revel in the rubble of broken laws, broken locks, childish thoughts and gods. A lot of you chickens have been politicking wrong. And I'm sorry, Mom, this is no violin, it's a different instrument from under my skin. I've been sitting with this intent of committing sin, beginning with conquering of the world that I'm in, because my generation grew up in an age captivated by confused rappers, and with no crystal staircase made, I'm climbing these steps of broken ladders because I'm willing to achieve what I struggled for. I'm last of a dying breed in an attempt to restore faith in humanity from these backdoor candy store high scores and ignorant civil wars. The funny thing is, you live your lucky life. neglecting all the world's corruptions, as if you never heard a thing about all this gang-bang violence and child abductions, but kids are instructed to be more concerned with changing their appearance than changing the world, until women give makeup to children and taint the innocence of these little girls. But that's what happens when you grow up faster. You hold someone up to society standards. No one cares about the beauty of the individual standing right behind the cameras. And what if the cure for cancer was inside the mind of a dying patient, with the patience of a mom trying to sign that he can't afford all of his medication? Well, you're faking if you're taking education has developed the vaccine for this agent. This nation hesitates to compromise innovations relating to paychecks. And if you're like me, you're probably living on this edge of poverty. Honestly, this economy is a government game of monopoly, and I'm wobbling, trying to find my feet so I can beat the street and make ends meet, maybe even get some respect from me before somebody cuts down my family tree. Yeah. So when I pass the church, I do the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit because I know it's a God-given gift to slave over a hot pen and write these lyrics. K-Dot told me to speak on my thoughts of fundamentals with coherence, while Marshall gave me a voice, and I know God well I'm going to make you hear it. Education systems, they're built in a structure where the students survive, but those who fail to pass the test to grasp a concept get criticized. Well, how do you expect a kid deprived of textbooks and pencils to arrive at the same answer provided by another student that all these teachers idolize? In today's lesson, did you learn anything about someone other than yourself? How about we teach the kids how to budget their paycheck for an entire week? Or how about we teach the kids how to use their judgment before they start to drink? Or how about we teach the kids how to wear a condom before they release the seed? Otherwise, I want the world to be in uniform and pay attention to me. Now, don't tell me that I'm famous, and don't tell me that I made it, but you could tell me that I'm your favorite MC, because that's my song that you're singing, but I'd be guilty of association from questioning all my affiliations of radio stations playing sensational songs of manipulation. But this imagination, now that's its own rebellion.
The saying goes, you must love yourself before another. Make flaws into beauty, self-hate into self-love, cuts into kisses. How do you truly love someone you do not know? Hands I'm not familiar with touch me, pushing me into submission. She is trying to control me. Face a blank canvas, painted up pretty. When you catch remarks on me, you scream. Memories and words gush out like blood, my eyelids fluttering as it rushes to my side. You do the same, asking me how I could let her do this to me again. You're crying, and I'm sorry I cannot stop it or her. I have broken a promise to you that is 1, 2, 3 times I have. This is the last time. I promise. But when she calls my name, I have to go. Please do know I still love you. When I see her, anger flows through my veins, fist makes contact with bone, I make believe these are love taps till I tap out. Kisses, sharp as knives, believing this is love, I let her kiss me all over. Hips, thighs, wrists, and when she's lucky, my neck. You slip, topple over your 2 left feet, cracking your head open on the tile floor as images of another going to war flash before your eyes. My blood curdles at the sound you make. All the souls inside that tell you your life is a lie, they all want you to die, and most days you do too, but you stay for him. Because when the going gets tough and the voices don't stop screaming, he drowns them in the tub you tried to die in last week, tells you he is here, stops you from trying to break out of this bird cage with clawing nails, tells you it's a rib cage and it is not crushing you. He swears it's only your mind trying to kill you again. You stay for her. It once took her a whole month and a half to tell you she loved you back, but you will still respect that because you still have not told yourself the same. Now, those flashing images are true, but this is not her first disappearing act. She will be back, but on the day she goes out, not knowing if she is coming home, you will be there, holding her even though she is gone. You stay for them. The 2 lovebirds that taught you that loved ones won't pity you, but will still love you even though you have flaws. One bakes cookies and plays video games, gives you medication for a headache, not knowing that just last year you swallowed more than your share. The other has a Santa Claus beard and a sarcastic smirk. Loves black coffee and hates politics, but loves you like an angel you do not believe you are. These 2, they have been there since the start, but will not make it to the end. Maybe this is why they like to think of you with white feathered wings. There are far too many people that you love that you need to stay here for. What if you go and they don't return to normal? What if you go and they're far too distracted to do their own duties? What if you go and they do too? Just to see your glimmering eyes again. These thoughts, they weigh you down into bed at night as you try to decide what the world would be like without another person just taking up more space. What would help someone out more if you stay, if you go? But it was never about helping me or you. It will always be about him, her, them, and they will never know of these questions and thoughts you have because you will stay for all of them. You will make it to the end for those who cannot, so love yourself. I know it's tough, but it makes breathing a little less difficult.
When will it be forgiven? When will things change? When will we be able to stare the white people in their face? Because the light shining on their face causes a reflection a little bit brighter than those with the colors of criminal and violence. Because of our actions, our words have become silence, and our cries in the dark is a misunderstood defiance. Because of our fights and our punches turned towards each other is now known as us defined, and yelling will stark and assure the share of our struggle all around the globe. Because of our idiocy and our stupidity has cost us our respect from the people who stole it from us in the first place. But it is not the white people to blame. My mother and my father have fought for our names, from Toby to Kunta, from disgrace to having a place, a meaningful bed to lay our heads, though it was chopped off for running away. This place given to us by our mothers and our fathers is a much better place than the ones we once faced. Because the heart that was broken and the words that was unspoken has finally been taken from shame. So when would it be that your claim of mistreat will finally be given away? Because my mother and my father have forgiven your father for the name in which he has replaced. From a Negro to a sister, from a Negro to a believer, from a Negro to a daughter, from a Negro to a starter, I finally have a place. The mistreatment has stopped, and I've killed those thoughts of what it was like to be a slave. So again I ask, when will it be forgiven that our lives have been saved? We was given a rope, a key, and a cloak, and a choice to choose our new fate. Some chose the rope and now lie in the grave. Some chose the key, unlocked a new fate. And some chose the cloaks with hopes to be hidden away. So my dark-colored skin and my silenced words will be taken from shame. But my brothers and my sisters have digged us an unsavable grave. There's a long, dark pit runs deeper than the ocean. If you look around the corner, you will see a slave. And the only reason why it remains is because we have not covered it. So a place made by our white man is the same place our black man has put us in today. Save yourselves, forgive the forgiven, and move on from such shame. Because my dark complexion and your neglection is the epiphany of shame. So when will it be that we can achieve sharing a trophy with those of a different race?
This is the first year of Louder Than a Bomb, Florida, and to be honest, my mind is blown. Because I never knew a community like this could exist. One where unity and family could be found in this diversity of poets, and I owe it to you, the people. Even though being hundreds of miles away from my bed, I still feel at home. There are people I've never met or spoken to before, but yet when we communicate with mind-shattering sentences that rhyme but have been infused with the wisdom and emotions of our past lives, it feels like we've known each other for ages. And I've come to realize that the most beautiful thing on a woman is not her thighs, her breast, her hips, or even a cute smile, but the sound of poetry escaping from her lips, captivating your mind as she leaves you in bliss. And I've come to realize that the most realest thing that any brother can do is orchestrate words on a page, express himself on a stage to those who've never lived his journey but can relate. With hand clapping and finger snapping and that all well-known, But I was a kid who suffered from being alone. Yeah, I had family, friends, and a home, but you can understand how bad it gets if I have all that and I still felt alone. And this is why it frustrates me, because this might be my first and last year competing in Louder Than a Bomb, Florida. Because the Jason Taylor Foundation has become my foundation on which I stand. Because our cultures are our roots, our teammates are our base, you poets and your poems the branches, the audience the leaves, and these are the components of a poet tree. And I don't know about you, when I'm behind this mic, my stress is relieved, my peace brings me peace. The point is not the point is the poetry, and I hope that's the motto for every poet that I meet. And even when everything is said and done, after first place gets the prize and the schools strive to aim high, next time LTAB arrives, don't ever give up. Put that stride in your step. Keep the school that you rep. Make your hand shake and your pencil anxious over the bars that you will break. Because audience, we are poets. We are hippies who get high off haikus, overdose on onomatopoeias like click, clack, boom, and I will gladly fuel my addiction by injecting rhymes into my system, pumping poetic flows into my veins, snort true meanings at my nose, and infusing it with a reason till I OD on a poem, louder than a bomb. No, we are louder with a mic, and I don't need a 9.5 to know that I'm right. I'll just show what I write and grip tight my weapon, my pen, and stand tall in this army of artists and freedom writers as we free dumb writers and wage a war so big on the problems of this world it'll make World War I and II look like a political debate on school lunches that started at 1 but finished at 8 as we massively paint pictures on a God-given canvas because audience, we are poets.